I'm back with the PRME Mentorship 2025. We're about going topic 5 of this program. And I think this program, this time I would have the privilege of having the reverse mentorship, which is the mentee and provides some innovative ideas and some different training and some uh, expectation of a young professional, which is maybe not covered in the program so far. Very exciting to see it, and I was going with that. Let's begin with this topic of Saber Brigade first, and then I was sharing a couple other ideas of 3 next trainings in sustainability, that which is we think we're not covered yet in the topic 4, because I think it's around 12 different training that we should observe with this idea. This is topic 5, what we do here, regards mentoring. First, Saber talking about digitalization and generational gap, which is pretty interesting. We don't talk about that enough, but as an IT background, say we're going to call out some ideas that I should cover. So we narrow down the topics a little bit in Indonesia. First, the digital transformation and its impact on the national economy. Based on a study conducted over 4 decades, 1980, 2010, 2021, digital transformations has proven to promote the GDP per capita growth and poverty reduction. I think I'll leave a note up here. It's pretty fun. I should think about it, but I'm not really read any material, and I definitely not read any materials that a study is conducted for the kids yet. So I would love to see that study from Saber, right? The way we do, multiple ways to put a citation on this, but I prefer APA style 7 because it's like kind of popular for social scientists to see it. Okay, I'm looking for this study. It's kind of fun. Second, the biggest contribution came from the medium and high-tech manufacturing sector, which is based on ResearchGate and Wikipedia, which is, they cannot use that as a source of study. ResearchGate is like social media of the scientists, but in ResearchGate, you need to point out the real citation, what the title name, what the author is, what publication, publisher is doing that, and how validity, right? Is a peer review or just a random research from nowhere, or just a master thesis, or just a thought, without peer review, without certified knowledge. You're not really building up your own hypothesis. So I need more citation on this. Well, and it's good for Saber too in practice in master program. In the master thesis, definitely you gotta be citations and provide the result correctly. And of course, Wikipedia cannot count like a citation. So it's good to know. Second, the challenge in the era of society 5.0. I think I'll leave a comment up here. I don't know what the terms era of society 5.0 mean, but definitely an interesting case. We should read it. Unequal access to digital infrastructure, which is right, especially in rural and eastern region of Indonesia. Okay, that is phenomenon. Technology adoption is still reactive and not yet strategic, which is interesting too, and definitely want to see more idea about this. Okay, manual work culture still dominate in the public sector as some SOE. I don't know what the SOC's term is, but okay, manual work culture. Okay, let's see some phenomena. But if I say it in Indonesia, I'm not sure. Definitely need more source for this. Okay, third, the need of accelerate process of digitalizations. Okay, digitalization is not just about tools, but also mindset and process change. Okay. That's true. That a process. Okay. Importance of end-to-end digital process. Okay. From procurement, HR, approval, documentation, service. Okay. So holistic approach of this. Okay. That makes sense. I would love to discuss more about that. Okay. B is evidence of a generational gap in technology adoption. Okay. First, differences in technology behavior, which is pretty questioning in here, right? Gen Z, fast adoption of social media, multitasking, mobile first, micro learning. I could need the base for that. I need a little bit study on this. Cannot just say it because you feel it, right? Generation X, it prefer face-to-face communication, use emails, hierarchical approach. Definitely need the base on this hypothesis. Gen Y, in between, adaptive but still need structural. Definitely need base study on this. Source system dot and press publisher.com. Definitely not good publisher too. It's not scientific research. Cannot use this as the way you form your idea. Even you're not a scientist, but believe that scientific thinking is the clearest way to understand the system. So the find a better source of this. You won't be surprised what you know and what its reality is. And even if you want to take a deeper understanding about a generational study, you see that the way you break down generational X, Y, Z, it's not that easy, and it's hard to be what I call use that as a broadened approach for different community. Like you cannot, I don't think it will correctly use generational study in Indonesia or in Vietnam. Yeah, you see the literature of generational study is more in European and in American society. Like the first time it's coined out is from America, and it's not even coined out by a scientist. It's coined out by journalists, which is it make me doubt about their scientific approval and validity of this term. So that is something you should think about. Second, the impact of this gap, the potential for workplace conflict and miscommunication could be, right? That your foundation knowledge is not really correctly. So I don't know that it's really correctly or not. You understand the conflict, but is that the conflict because of the generational gap? Or because of miscommunication? Or because of the workplace structure itself? Or because of the task? Or because of the leadership? Right? It's a different, right? You cannot use one reason to control other outcomes. It's not logical. Okay, difficulty implementing new system, ERP, HRIS, e-office. Okay, I don't know what this term means. Definitely need to see it to really understand it. Okay, the last one, low sense of urgency for digital transformation at the top level. Okay, might be. I mean, it could be something to talk about. Okay, so C, positive impacts of digitalization in operation. First, operational efficiency. One, reduce duplication of work, manual error, and bureaucratic delays. Okay. Speed up approval and reporting processes. Okay. There's a whole study about operational efficiency. So there are a lot of tools in there you should apply. Second, productivity and transparency. Real-time data support data-driven strategic decision making. Okay. Document work processes with clear audit trails. Okay. Control, right? Data transparency. That's good. Okay. Contribution to sustainability. Okay. First, the digital system, reduce paper use, energy waste. Question on this. Sure about this. Okay. Inefficiencies in the workflow. Okay. That could be work. Contributing to environmental sustainability. Question on this. But we know the technology nowadays still burn a lot of energy and create a lot of emission. If you say that it's transforming the whole system from low digitalizing process to highly digitalizing process and be saving energy and contributing environmental sustainability, you gotta be calculated correctly, right? It's not that easy. At least for now. I see a couple of reports showing up AI and technology, cryptocurrency, blockchain system, quite a controversy. They release so much emissions and other resource wasting. So how you can support for energy waste, reduce energy waste if it costs you more energy, right? It costs you more release emission. How you can contribute to environmental sustainability if it generates that sky of emission. So this could be a good idea, but it needs to be clarified with more evidence. Now, I agree with less paper use. Could be save some trees out there, but is that not wasting other energy? I doubt it. Right? I agree that technology going to have improve efficiency in the workflow, but yeah, that's a question. Okay, real-time data enables better ESG tracking impact report. All right, that's what that's what SDS and United Nations all agree in the sustainability report. We need better data, or we cannot track it. This absolute correct. Okay, digital access services and education increase equity across region. Okay, that makes sense. That is one part of the SDG goal, and I agree with that. Accessible educations and services definitely improve the equity But improve, but is that eliminate inequity? Not that easy. But it's going to improve, empower to the underrepresented and uneducated group. Okay, empowering younger generation to support sustainable innovation across sector. Okay, that makes sense. Younger generation can have more technology power, informational power, expert power, the community support to conduct that sustainable innovation. I agree. And that's it for Saver. Okay, beside a couple questions I have that we should clarify it. I think the rest of that is great. I definitely learned a lot of new idea from that, and I definitely spend my time to really study about this. And we can discuss further about that later. Okay, I'm back with the sustainability trends in 2025. Last time we talked about first three trendings, which is regulation or ESG. European Union take a big move when United States and SDG take a back down on that. So that is the first one. Circular economies model so and so been improved in discussion, of course, with a big push of European Commissions, the whole action plan, clean industrial deals in here. United Nations that helping them a little bit too. So it could be the new keyword for the sustainability trending. Accelerate transition to new renewable energy. So renewable energy did going to be improved. 2/3 of investing going to be on clean energy. 1/3 to be taking regular energy fuel. United Nations there's some push in that with the United Nations Energy Plan of Action too. And IEA is still the leading data report of this system. The United Nations gets some push on that and have some other idea like China still take 1/3 of global clean energy capitals, right? Higher than EU and US combined, right? And nuclear investment is still improved because it's a cheap and easiest and available way to create renewable energy to replace fuel energy. But of course, we know nuclear energy has their own consequences. So this is good things for the middle phase, but ultimately, not sure. Okay, that's for reporting here. Okay, we talk about this. The fourth trend I'm seeing is the integration of advanced technology and sustainability efforts. So sharing the idea that Saber setting about technology, digitalizations in the world. So he's talking about more about government standpoint and internal community standpoint. So I call out the studies in 2022 of Wu talking about the technology integration. So we have AI, Internet of Things, and blockchain species, like blockchain. So what they do, they emerging, they apply in smart city, energy system, and the supply chain sector. And they apply a couple different ESG too. We go 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, and they've been mentioned about that. But is that effective? We're not sure. We just think about it first, right? Of course, but they still don't see the technology apply in goal 1, like no poverty. Goal 4, quality education. Even if we think about that technology apply in education, right? It's not enough. Gender equality, goal 5, is still not be applied that much. Decent work and economic growth, goal 8, not really much. Reduce inequality, goal 10, not really much. Life with the water, life on land, 14, 15, peace and institution, goal 16 is not really have a chance of apply technology in 2. Right? World Economic Forum with PwC, which is like Big 4, 2020, they're talking about over 2/3 of an SDG goal, right? Could benefit from technological innovation, but we don't know yet. There are a couple of study in here. I have to put in the link that we talk about. Okay, that is the study of World Economic Forums and PwC in 2020 unlock technology for global goal. So we're talking about a little bit forward revolutions, samurai, technology and governance. Chapter 1, we're talking about global goal SDG reports in 2019 that almost of the SDG is not achievable, right? That's why the world is not on track, right? Goal 1, goal 2, goal 7, goal 14 and 15, it's still not on track because of the current effort of the community. So what we do, technology will be the key idea, what I believe, to improve, to achieve the global goal, which is 2030, next 5 years. To see how it's going. All right, so some technology applied for this. It's just some capacity and success innovation global goal progress by country, right? Innovation score, SG focus. So we can see that group of country with high technology innovation score, which is heavily on technology improvement, could have higher progresses in SDG, which is achieve 17 goal. So on the top of the game is Denmark, Sweden, right? Netherlands, Germany, UK, Switzerland, United States, even they hit 75, lowest couple other country, but they have pretty high chance to improve it. China's go down here, second tier. Austria, Kenya, French, Japan, and Kenya will probably on the top of this. And we see that other country with low innovation score is not really improving much in SDG, so we got to bring out the gap on this. Okay, chapter 2, emphasize technology and the global goal, which is a table we just talked. Right? It's super simple, right? The World Economic Forums and PwC believes that the fourth industrial revolution, which is technology, high technology applying, will improve global goals. Right? The technology could have high impact across 10 of the 17 SDG. So they cannot say all of that. Here's the 10. So goal 2, 6, 7, 11, 15, 16, 13 is not really that impact. But others goal, like other 10s could be good. Global goal with the highest number of present day application could be 4. Goal 3, good health and well-being, of course, technology. With other side, can helping you have human being have a good health, better service, and take care of your well-being holistically. Goal 7 is to be clean and affordable energy, like we just talked about energy transition in the 4 trend. So the energy transition is a big move because technology definitely can help in that. Goal 9 is industry, innovation, infrastructure. Basically, it's just technology improve infrastructure so can produce more and achieve the economic development sustainability. Goal 11 is a sustainable cities and community, which is to build a smart city, clean city, which is high quality community, which is a major impact that the technology can help. Okay, so 70% of the 169 target. So we know that 17 SDG will have 169 target. So this is breakdown to smallest things we can do. So 70% of the 169 target in SDG can directly support by technology innovation. They have a table. If we have time, we can see it, report in here. But if you don't, yeah, it's fine. Just have some idea about that. So global goal will be lowest number of present day for IR application. It means those goals is not really be support and not really mentioned by the improvement of technology trend. So they don't mention that technology can help you eradicate poverty, right? Yeah, it might make it terrible. We don't know. Let's not really improve it. Gender equality does not help with that. Life below water does not really help. Life on the land not really helping. So please, there's working on different route for this. Where technology is not showing up. We can have it yet. Of course, we can put more focus on that, but for now, it's not really help. Okay, data, big data platform support progression of 100% SDG. What does that mean? Big data helping track out the projection of SDG. AI is essential to over 50% application map, right? So AI is essential to apply for majority of the application that we do, and we're mapping around SDG. Blockchain play as well, 25% of the map application, right? We see a technology of that still having something else, connecting and data sharing, not only about their gambling on the currency thing. Blockchain definitely has an application, SDG. Okay, Internet of Things play a role in 33% of applications, of course, having to. And advanced material involving over 10% of mapping. So that is some 5 key apply of technology into the sustainability goal of the global. Okay, there's some breakdown of the goal of high maturity, right? We just mean that technology, with our technology of the mankind now, we can apply into certain target in this each of the goal, right? So high, medium, high maturity, medium maturity, some of that is low maturity, which is we still cannot use that, but we can push it a little bit harder. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 16, okay? Okay. Have any moonshot innovation global goal? Of course, they showing us that global goal can have them some idea that the new technology can helping helping the community to achieve the SDG. For example, like quantum computing, we talk about quantum computing. It's a lot. What they're going to use? So quantum computing actually can optimize the carbon capture material, which is helping by the energy goal and what is that? The goal 13. Okay, it's pretty hard to see this. Okay, climate action. That's the one. You know, the carbon energy, and of course other suggestion right here in this study. 5 transformative changes by technology. Right? Can change the productivity system, changing the transparency, traceability, and accountability that we're just talking. Decentralizations and access. Right? Creation of access to a new financing module, which is very hard to talk. Discovery, including new material, which is what we talk about the idea. Okay, chapter 3, we talk about the barriers to scaling of the technology and the risk of rewards, right? Here's a couple of barriers we talk. The same thing that we see in Xavier idea. First, data. They still have limited data quality, right? Technology, right? We still have insufficiency of the infrastructure support technology, certain context. People, we don't have, we have unequal skills and capacity distribution and collaboration, which is we don't have enough good people with a good skill, and they don't even can collaborate each other. And one this process, which is regrets inefficient regulation framework. So we don't have good framework and good investment on the process. That's why it's still a little bit low. But that means they can improve it better, right? Top degree. I don't really care about this. Okay. Okay, we have a couple of bias too. Arrows, displacing. Right, there's a couple of challenges in here. Yep. Renewable. And we're talking about the last time we talked about when say we're talking about digitalization can saving energy and contribute on environmental sustainability. I'm questioning that I did see it. Why? We got to see in some way the greenhouse gas emission by technology, AI, blockchain, Internet of Things, cloud service, 5G, quantum computing. They consume a lot of energy due to computer processing, right? Okay, example, environmental cost of single Bitcoin transaction is estimated to be 20,000 times greater than a Visa. That's the question. Pollution, this is something we talk to. Electronic waste, because we use computer device sensor. And we get a crazy things to environmental pollution, right? Pollute the air, water. 2021 amount of e-waste generated is predicted to be grow 52.5 million tons, which is 20% formerly recycled. So what the rest 80%. So after 42 million tons of waste will be released out just because of technology. Right? Let's not talk about other things. Chapter 4, they talk about the enabling tech for good. How do you tech for good? Have a responsibility, governance, you need a good leadership, you need a good skill, good finance investment, have a pretty good data and tools, get a better innovation R&D, we need more regulation, public policy, and need more partnership. Basically, yes. Okay, let's analyze something of that. Let's see what else we can talk. Call to action. So they did have break down every action for every stakeholder. Yeah, all the goal in here. And all the technology they mentioned, right? Outside Delphi robotic is the one. Virtual reality, 3D printing, drone, 5G, synthetic biology. That one they're talking about. That's called technology, what I need to talk. Okay, well, that is the one that they study. Let's see. I believe I have another report in here. I love report. That's what I do. Okay. Let's see what report it is. I think there may be some report from the United Nations. Okay, so this is the second report, technology and innovation report, inclusive AI and development for United Nations 2025. Right. I think there's a couple key ideas I'm going to talk about in here. I have 183 pages, and I think we can read all of this, but some of that definitely is with two from UNCTAD in here. Technology, AI. Okay. Okay, there's a 3 broad category of frontier technology that we talk about. UNCTAD, what we talk about. Industrial 4.0, frontier technology, you have the AI, Internet of Things, big data, blockchain, 5G, 3D printing, robotic, drone. Green frontier technology, it's just solar power, right? Every constellation has solar power too, right? We have the biofuel, we have the biogas and biomass, we have wind energy, we have green hydrogen, and we have electric vehicle. And other frontier technology is nanotech and gene editing. So that is the technology. We're talking about house growth. I don't really care about this. The market growth, we don't really care about that. Significant concentration research, right? And we see that here the data is 2022 compared to 2021. We see the United States is still dominant, and then Japan, well, China and Germany is still a little bit behind. Okay, pharmaceutical is something technology. We not really care about this. Okay, see all technology and patents in here. Okay, the third wave, first wave, wave AI. We're talking about that. First wave, the rule base. Right? AI with coins, 1956, and an expert system, and then 1990 you're popping up the ChatGPT, DALL-E in 2020 second phase with the statistical learning, and now we're in the third wave in the contextual adaptation. Try to be achieve generative AI in Sora, right? The data and GPU performance too, because we need GPU to really achieve AI. That's why the NVIDIA is so important. Okay, we talk about AI, we talk about correlation of language and image model, which is we don't need to talk today. Okay. Okay, we're starting with the quickest understanding. Okay. Okay, publication, which is important too, right? Okay, this one, we can talk a little bit about this. Overview report, area focus recommendation for SDG. We talk about AI adoption. If they focus on AI productivity in workforce, focus on case study that the AI application in developing country. We apply with that, right? And the recommendation in adapting to local infrastructure, new resource data, worker-centric approach, and partnership, and how we're helping for the goal 8. I don't really know what goal 8 is. Goal 8 is economic growth and decent work, right? And how to improve the SDG. AI preparedness, having country level gap analysis, which is we just talked about what Saber just talked, strategic positioning and catch up trajectories. Having goal 9, I believe, is the view of the infrastructure innovations. AI policy, of course, improving overarching approach, infrastructure upgrade, data policies from manager scale, goal 9, global governance, the goal 17, which is the view of the partnership in the sustainable development. Right? Okay, we talk about technology note up here. Yeah, I don't really care about this. Okay, let's try to see how the report we should talk about this. Match up to measurement, productivity, and couple study, micro level study of general AI, generative AI. Okay, okay, okay. Not really on that side. Okay, your prediction, not really big deal. Okay, it's a way of simplify AI life cycle. Right? Data preparation, generate data, annotation, modeling, model design, model training, and then evaluation and deployment and checking. Okay, a couple study on AI. Okay, different country. AI index. Adoption. Okay, talk about infrastructure in here. AI module. Okay, skill to adopting AI. We just talk about the skill gap, right? So here that deal with gap. Society just need a basic digital literacy. AI user need a sector-specific and transversal skill, right? And AI developer that advanced digital skill with the data science and machine learning. What we should do. Okay, classify countries according capacity AI or laggard, maybe low adoption, low development. Did have some country like this. Creator, low adoption but high development, which is create something. Leaders, high adoption and high development. Practitioner, high adoption but low development, which is apply more than think about it, right? Think more than apply on that, and apply and think on the top. That is what the AI leader could be. All right, we have a couple studying the preparedness in different countries in here, but it's okay. I will not really read it through. We know we have a gap, but how big it is, it's not a story of today. Okay. Okay, there's some formula in there. All right, what I'm talking here. Yeah, interpretation, productivity, structure. Okay, not really related to this. Okay, technology, growth, policy for AI, and generation of that. Okay, so well, leading China, European Union, United States. That's a couple of leading system on this. Okay, the way you do the framework. Principle based and risk based. Okay. Here, one thing to just think about in sustainability development, the United Nations is a key support for this. Let's see what United Nations can do. 1993, they released something, the Commission on Science and Technology for Development as CSTD. And then they have something called multi-stakeholder forum on science, technology, and innovation for sustainable development goals, STI forums. And then they have the idea called AI for Good Global Summit that it happened in 1993, 2016, 2017 by this order. 2021, they talk about ethical standard that UNESCO recommending on ethics of AI, right? And then they have readiness assessment methodology, which is they doing the test, how they know what country is ready or not. And then they have ethical impact assessment that every AI generator and developer should do. 2024, on global resolution, which is United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, have resolution on AI, which is steering AI toward global good, right? So make sure AI doing good things and enhancing international cooperation on capacity building of AI. Okay. And new initiatives having up here is Act for the Future, which is commitment to new initiative, which is establishing a multidisciplinary, independent international scientific panel for AI, basically a cross-sector scientist to really take a look at AI things to make sure it not really hurt human being and doing for good. Then initiate a global dialogue on AI governance, which is the government AI, and set up a dedicated working group on data governance, which is needed watching on it. Okay, the way assessment, not really a big deal. Yeah, I think we cover everything we need. Yep, so that's pretty much everything we need on trending of the AI technology. So back with this, see the technology definitely is something big on the agenda of the sustainability development. So that have trend 5, not that big, but something we should know of, which is nature-based solution. The nature-based solution, or EBS, is the environmental-based solution. Basically, the same idea. We're talking about an SDG, talk about UNESCO, UNEP, work on so closely on that. I have 2 reports in here, one on UNESCO, one on UNEP. Go take a look at this, and I think I have some small idea of that. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay. So an open access report, so we can see it, how that works. So this report beyond see what report's about. Mountain and last year's water tower, right? We talk about World Water Development Report 2025 without water. So the key idea of nature-based solution is just about the majority of that helping on protect the water safetyness and about solution to work other food and agriculture of the idea of that. And I can try it. You see a couple keywords we talk about natural base, right? Natural base solution, EPA, which is environment based solution. We can see in here, we're talking that a solution definitely they're using is a lot for the goal 6, talking about the water. and the sanitizations, especially in mountain-specific urban planning, which is planting forests on top of mountain. Basically, it is controlling flood and NBS normally, economy-based adaptation could be something solution too. Normally, it's about planting more trees and using more natural solution, climate smart agricultural, to really working on for flooding and all kind of other system. This okay. The first report. So second report, we have the natural-based solution for peace, right? The UNEP. So with the UNEP, they look a little more closely at this. And let's see, let's go. All right. So with the UNEP, we see in here. Slideshow. So natural-based solution and climate peace security. Right? Pretty hard to read it. But commonly used natural-based solution is deforestation, reforestation, and afforestation, because wetland restoration, green infrastructure, coral reef, rehabilitations, habitat protection, riparian buffers, climate smart agricultural, natural coastal defense, biodiversity corridors, and rainwater harvesting, which is normal of the natural-based solution. We've been promoting this a lot, and we've been learning a lot from EGS and other community around the world to adapt with this. And they have a couple of suggestions in here. Policymakers support with that. Program design, we need a systematic approach of that. Okay. Did a multiple case of UNEP. We're talking about natural-based solution. Okay. Okay. And holistic trending is yet growth in sustainable finance and investment. It's not really growth. It's just a little bit trending so far. We have 2 reports from OECD, or top developing country. We have a report on UNEP about the finance 2025, which is not really a positive thing, but it's going to become a new trending when we see the government, the world seeing the change, the trending to make it work. Well, if you read this thing, you can read the summary. Let me show up a couple simple way to think, understanding of this trending. It's super simple. Okay, so you keep follow up with SDG report, we all know that the gap, the funding and financial investment is a big problem of SDG. The gap now is 6.4 trillion, and that's why it's hard to reach out to SDG. We need more investment. We need more money. We need financial world to focus on SDG. That's a key idea. 36% gap, right? 6.4 trillion gap, that's what we're talking about. And the trending that we see is a widening income disparity. So the low-income country and upper middle-income country, and here's a huge gap. Here's a next gap we see it so far. Right. Second gap is a gap of development financing, right? Which is mean that we improve the finance, but first year 2020, 2015 when we started to have the SDG goal, we need 6.8, but you only get 4.3, right? But now we need 12.7, but we just have 6.3. So you not even get half of what we need, right? Now we just half of it. We need to have 2/3 of that, and if it keep gapping like this, it's hard to achieve a goal. Okay. So the suggestion of the OECD is the refocus on investment to support SDG. See the gap in here? World population to be 18%, and world population holding is laid down, right? And a high income country, right? 82% of us living in the low middle income country. And financial assets of that 18% people keeping 79% of the whole financial assets of the world. If them not allocate the assets into SDG, it's hard to achieve it. It's hard to let the low and middle income country to afford to do something like this. So the recommendation is super simple. What can government can do, right? So first, we should support developing country in SDG by multiple way, right? Banking and private system. Second, we focus on quality, not just the quantity of financing. It's not about how much money you give, put it in, but to make sure that it be quality, like boosting tax collection and transparency, private funding, foreign direct investment, FDI, innovative bonds, blending system and instrument tailored for sustainable growth, which is definitely the new funding when it comes to SDG, but it's going to come in the right way to our tax, to our private funding, to our FDI, to our innovative bonds. We used to have green bonds, right? Blending investment portfolio. Then we have aligned global finance, which is prioritize of the sustainable transition, which is financial mix between public, private, domestic, and external resource, tailored for each country needs and realities. Right? Break out barrier, improve the accessible of country into the funding resource. And then we talk about restore trust with the robust monitoring commitment, which is strengthened monitoring system, which is data tracking system we just talked. And we've been watching closely with that. So that is some idea of this. Of course, we can read the whole thing. The full report right here too. They just released a few months ago. We explained a little bit transition. We know that the geopolitics, geoeconomics tensions around the world now, and debt, structural, all about the finance and jargon that we hard to understand. But we definitely gonna have planning for the flagship idea, right? The financing for development agenda, FFD agenda, right? We're working on this. So this is about the OECD. We talk about the other one here, which is UNEP. Let's start UNEP. Have a pretty good suggestions so far that we expect to see. Trending report on nature and finance. Looking ahead to 2025. We did it last year, December. I mean, 6 months ago. Okay, momentum is building, but more need to be done. So we need transition, basically, as a system transition for nature financing, nature finance, which is improve the financial goal and investment, right? Expect the financial system must align with urgent environmental goal, protecting 30% of the planet by 2030. So they call it 30x30 target, right? Okay, so 2020 protected planet 2024 reports as the gap. So only 17.6% of land, 11% of fresh water, and 8.4% of marine area been protected. This means it's not even 20. We lost 30, right? We need to do it better. Shift focus from long-term uncertainty to immediate risk. So nature-related risk, immediately like fire, drought, earthquake, and wave hit, is need to be have immediate solution based on modern economic support. And stress testing nature risk is a new era in financial risk management. Now, central bank and financial institution they need to increasingly spotlighting the nature stress testing and assessing the economic impact of nature loss in their portfolio. Right, green finance talking about risk that reserves about the 12% loss of UK GDP and other analysis, which is we're talking about ESG. In the beginning, it's about supporting suggestion for financial industry to really analyze the ESG components in investment portfolio. So the same thing with this. So they don't not only talk about ESG, they're talking about the general nature risk, right? Stress testing. So to really concern the financial world, so invest more in nature development portfolio or companies. Okay, amplifying the voice indigenous community, which is they will be the improving, need more biodiversity conservation too, and support local community. The role of technology and data, natural finance, we did talk about that a little bit. Policy action and recognition, regionalization are called the global and local efforts. So now it's not about global effort. We also break it down to region basis, like global South, right? Latin America, Africa, Asia Pacific. So break down a little bit, and UNEP, FI, financial initiatives work closely to make them understand better. Insurance, transition planning, prepare a nature positive future. Right? Insurance is an economic enabler and risk carrier. Right? Build up the resilient community So UNEP FI, they did have the principle of sustainable insurance, PSI. They continue to explore insurance strategy that mitigate the risk and invest in nature-based solution, right? Collaboration between banks, asset manager, and insurer to support on that. All right, so we moving beyond discussion of tangible action. We're talking about a bigger idea here of the green finance or nature finance, whatever term they want to use now, but it's still the same trending on that. You're going to see finance and focus on a natural basis, and they're going to working on high development of that. Okay, so we will end up in here in the trend 6 of this, and I think the next topic we're going to cover the last 4 trending, other trending that I can observe in the sustainability development. Thank you.